Welcome to the Shamanism Summit, an extraordinary gathering of teachers and healers from around the planet, sharing insights, stories, principles, and sacred ritual for personal and collective healing and transformation. Please share this event with your friends and family, and come join us on Facebook at The Shift Network. And now your host, Heather Ash Amara.
Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you are joining us, and I'm so honored to introduce our guest today, Flordemayo. She's a universal healer, a visionary, a dreamer, and founder of The Path. Grandmother Flordemayo grew up in the highlands of central Mexico in a family of Mayan healers and was raised by her mother as a midwife. She travels the globe, or as we all are, we're staying at home to spread the teachings, to share her healings and foster more spiritual understanding around humanity. Grandmother Flordemayo founded The Path, a nonprofit organization dedicated to the conservation and preservation of heirloom and heritage seeds. Grandmother Flordemayo, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I would love to invite you to help us all enter this space by opening with a prayer.
Beloved Creator, beloved Mother, Father, Giver of life, beloved beauty of the sacred moment, Mother, on this sacred day, we are reminded as children of the center that today is the day of the Lord Keme. The Lord Keme, which is represented in the image of a crystal skull, beloved Creator. It is the Lord that sits on the west, and it is the Lord that brings us from the daytime into the nighttime, beloved Mother. It is the Lord that takes us in the journey of dreaming, beloved Creator. As we dream during the night, awaken in the morning to manifest our beautiful, beautiful dreams, beloved beauty. This is the day. This is the day in which we walk as celestial and terrestrial beings, beloved Creator. During the night, we are walkers of the night and the heavenly body. And during the day, we are on the earth, beloved beauty, planning and organizing and bringing together the visions into a full reality, beloved Creator. This is the day that we celebrate today in honor of the Lord, beloved Creator. I thank you for bringing us together, each and every one of us, men and women, in a beautiful, beautiful circle of light, beloved Creator. This is who we are. We are your children of light, beloved beauty. You have created us in that beautiful, beautiful image of the light. And how we move about is through the golden threads throughout infinity, beloved Creator. Mm-hmm. Moving about, weaving our dreams, our visions, and manifesting them into a physical reality. Thank you for this beautiful, beautiful day in which we have decided to come together from around the globe, beloved beauty, to be blessed by the energy of the beloved Lord Keme, the teacher, the one who the grandmother called to be that on the west, to bring the children, all of the children, each and every one of us, regardless of how old we are. We could be elder and we could be youth. We are the children of the heart of the heavens and the heart of the earth, the mother and the father that created us. beloved beauty, I thank you for this beautiful, beautiful sacred day as I stand here before you on this beautiful, beautiful day of Lord Kame. Thank you. In the name of all that is sacred, beloved Creator, I thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful prayer. And we have a special guest today, which Flordemayo mentioned is Lord Kame. And so what I'd love to do is, Flordemayo, is to have you share, for people that are new to you, your ancestry, your Mayan heritage, and how that informs your life. And then I'd also like you to introduce your special guest today that you're blessing us with.
Yes. When we follow the Mayan calendar, it has 20 days. And today is the day of the Lord Keme, which is represented as a human skull. And the reason that it is a skull is because we are told in the teachings of the Maya that the cranium represents the human wisdom. But when Lord Kame was created and he came from the heavens, the grandmother created Lord Kame. And when he came from the heavens, came as a shaft of light. But as he was responsible for teaching the children, the Mayan children, the Lord Kame solidified. And one of the children said to him, Lord Kame, why is it that you are in the shape of the skull? And the Lord said, it is to remind you that you have the wisdom, that you have been born with the wisdom in this human form. When you are born, that you are born knowing. And so when you look at this cranium, you will remember that inside here is the human wisdom. But when you hold the skull with you, you will remember that I came from the heavens. And so what we are holding in our hands right now, it is the wisdom of the earth as a human and the wisdom of the heavens, because it is a heavenly being. And so this is what makes us celestial and terrestrial walkers on this particular day. And this particular skull is made out of amber, and she has a removable jaw. And her name is Grandmother of the Forest. And when we have skulls that have jaws that move, they are known as talking skulls. And so it's a great honor for me to introduce the Grandmother of the Forest on this beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It seems very auspicious that today brings her wisdom and Lord Kame's wisdom in. And it's something that I feel like all of us are remembering right now. And as we navigate these times, that we're being invited to bring that blending of the heavens and the earth. And it feels like we've been very earth-based in a way, very materialistic-based. And so how does your heritage, the Mayan teachings that you were raised in, that you bring forth, how does that help people access that innate wisdom that all of us have, but I feel like so many of us have lost?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do a little a short meditation with the heart of the heavens and the heart of the earth. Okay, so we're going to envision the Father, the heart of the heavens, and we're going to envision the heart of the earth. We are standing on the earth with our crown facing the heavens. We're going to concentrate on our breath. And as we inhale in, we feel the energy of the heavens coming down, ascending from the heavens and coming towards the crown of our heads. And at the same time, when we take another breath, we feel the heart of the earth traveling through the bottom of our feet. And as we inhale, we bring both energies from above and below, coming through the body as we inhale and exhale, inhaling and exhaling. And you will feel the merging around the chest, around the heart. And you will feel an expansion that is happening as it merges. And so as you are raising both energies from above and below, I'm going to hum for everybody. And we call this in Spanish, we call it murmurio. So think about the energy moving and listen to the vibration of the hum. Feeling the love of the mother and the father. Becoming one with the heavens and the earth. Now very gently open your eyes. Did you see felt the effect that it has on us? Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And how can people hold this energy as they navigate in their world?
You have to practice.
Yeah.
Nothing happens unless we practice. We can't pick it up every once in a while. We have to practice. If you want to be in that state of just connection, groundedness, you would be like a rod of light moving from the heavens and the earth. We can face challenges because we are just standing with this light that is going through us. And so we have to go into a place where no matter the emergency that we have around us, that we can stand still and then go into the process of what to do next and wait for the guidance. Yeah. When we are unprepared and we have an emergency, what happens to us is that we go through this process that's called susto. And so our energy becomes fragmented. And depending on the severity of the susto, some of us can take us a while to get these different parts of us back into our being.
And I feel like so many of us are living now in this fragmented way and trying
Yes.
to navigate all these challenges without realizing that we have to call ourselves back and be in that place of alignment.
Yes.
But it's hard if you don't know how to practice it.
Well, this is a very, very simple practice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's absolutely very, very simple. And not only that, but we can do it if we just close our eyes for 1 second and we make the connection. We call upon the heart of the heavens, call upon the heart of the earth, becoming one with it, with both, and feeling the expansion of the energy moving about. And also, when the expansion starts, this is when we share with our loved one, our partners, our children, everyone in the home, the grandchildren. And once we're able to hold that capacity of energy, then we can move it out of the house into the neighborhood. So we could do it singly, or we could do it collectively.
Yes.
And what we need right now is this collective energy of light moving around the earth right now. Not only the earth, but the heavens and the earth. Because everything is being affected. We're not alone here. We're affected by the heavens also.
And there's this, I love that reminder of go for the simplicity of something that is so potent to connect us to earth and sky. And I feel like sometimes, especially Westerners, get really impatient because they're like, okay, I practiced that once, I'm done, what's next? What's the advanced practice? And that reminder, I think this is one of the gifts of shamanism and of indigenous teachings, is it's that reminder of sweethearts, come back, connect, be here. And you're such a beautiful example of that in your life of prayer.
Yes.
And it is that letting the light go out.
Constantly. Yeah, constantly. Because we want to keep moving. The light does that. It keeps moving. And so we don't hold on to it. We don't own it.
Yes.
And the beauty of it is that the more that we share it, the more benefit that it becomes beneficial for so much, not only us humans, but everything that's around us, outside of nature, all of the greenery, all of the rocks, everything that is organic around us becomes affected by this light. The animals become affected by the light.
And do you feel that one of humans' missions, we can say, or like our part of creation, is to help bring that light and share it, and also receive it from the things, the beings, all the beings around us?
The light is constantly interacting from the beginning of conception. From the beginning of conception, we say that there is a, I'm trying to think of the word, like a speck of light, let's say, for example, okay? And the speck of light comes in the shape of a triangle. And this triangle shape has the capacity to amplify And so it attracts another particle of light. And so the more that it interacts with other particles, then it starts to make a whole. And so there's many, many particles that come together. And all of these particles of light have their own memory. And so depending on our ancestry, before we are born, when we are conceived, we inherit these energies from our lineage. So we have this abundance of inherited energy from all of our ancestors, our maternal ancestors and our paternal ancestors, mother's father. And so these energies with these memories, if we are going to talk about past lives, okay, then these particles come in with that memory. And all of this memory becomes one whole. And this is what my ancestors speak about, that we are born knowing, because the intelligence and the memory is there in the light. We are children of the light. We are a light body before we become a physical body.
And as that light body, we inherit both the gifts of our ancestors and the wisdom and the guidance. And also, do we also inherit the trauma and the struggle? And how do we clear those lines of energy so that we can access the light?
Right, right. And so it is through the practice of being quiet, being still, and practice that we get to understand a little bit about what our capacity is. We, as children of the light, are born with the love of the great mystery. We are in love when we are born.
Yes.
And many, many of us understand that. And so we have this inborn desire to understand the beauty that is all around us, physical and invisible, because we understand that we always have one foot on the physical realm and the other foot on the invisible realm. And that's like the whole significance of today. The Lord Kemet exists in the invisible realm. And how do we get to see the Lord Kemet? Is to travel it in the nighttime. And what does the Lord Kemet have for us? It's the wisdom to ensure us so that we do not forget the wisdom that we have.
Yeah.
And the wisdom that we have is that of being a physical human and being an invisible being.
And really walking in two worlds, learning to live in that place of prayer and vision where we're on the physical, but we're also in the invisible spirit realms as well.
Right. Because the more that we practice our practice, whichever practice it is that we do, it helps us to go into that place of the mystery. And so we are always yearning to go into that place And so we practice so that when it does happen, we have a good experience. And we learn from it because we're being taught.
Yeah. And to emphasize what you said earlier, which I think is so vital, is that you don't wait till you're in a crisis to try and access the energy. It's too late.
No. Because you want to create a solid foundation of light. It's like a growing, when we're babies, we're like a little seed that it's just coming out of the ground. But when we, are fully matured, we have a trunk, however small it is, but it's a trunk. And as we get older, we can make this trunk stronger. And so when we come into an emergency of life, whatever it is, we can stand strong, absorb the emergency, and then deal with it.
Yes.
In a good way. And not become overreactive and not become in a way that we would become fragmented from the shock of whatever it is. Because whatever it is, we should know that we can handle it if we are doing our daily practice. That's not to say that it's not going to be painful or hurtful or you're not going to cry. Of course, we're going to feel it. And we're people of flesh and bones, and we do feel emotion. And crying is good. Crying is good releaser. Yes.
Yeah, it's so important to let the tears come and to let the emotion cleanse us.
Yes. That's very important. Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was doing a Facebook Live the other day and I started crying because I was so touched by something, and just someone was like, please don't cry, stop crying. I was like, no, like this is the best thing that we can be doing, in these times, is to do the practice of, as you so beautifully said, connect with the light, connect with our bodies, show up, listen to the wisdom that's here, it's in us, and let the emotions move, let the physical body have its expression.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's imperative.
Yeah. And for someone who feels really fragmented right now, what would your message be for them if they feel like they don't know how to find their center, they're not sure how to practice? What wisdom would you give them, or what guidance would you give them of how to start?
One thing that can help us immediately when we feel fragmented, lavender is a heavenly herb. Heavenly means that if you have like a little lavender pillow, that you can feel it and smell it, and it brings you back into your being. Never go anywhere without a little bag of lavender.
Beautiful.
The second thing would be, it could also be lavender oil.
Yes.
Or lavender spray, and just spray yourself. It doesn't matter the shock that we go through, but if you have the lavender, it helps you to bring yourself as close to centered as possible.
Great. Thank you. That is helpful. As I know so many people feel like the rug has gotten pulled out from under them. Yeah. And we're trying to find our feet in a new way.
That's right. So keep lavender in your purse or keep it in your car. Both places. You could have two of them, one in your purse and one in your car.
Yeah.
or your house where you can grab it, easily grab it on your altar, anywhere. Put them in every room.
Beautiful.
And also it's good to use it in when you laundered your bedding. You can put the lavender in the dryer. It has to be in a tight sack. Let's say that you cannot get the fresh lavender. Many stores like Trader Joe's has the lavender dryer sheets that you can put in the dryer. Okay? So that, you know, the scent of the lavender is very, very nurturing. Yes. Even if we make a habit of just, you know, doing our laundry with lavender, it really, really helps us.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that potent medicine. I think that will help a lot of people to...
And don't forget about the children's laundry. If they need it, do that. You know, do the children's pajamas and sheets and blankets, because it'll help them.
Great. So they're surrounded and held.
Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I would love you to share your vision. You had a vision as a young woman of a golden child, and I know that that's informed your life in deep ways. And so I'd love you to share that story with us and how it's informed you in your healing and your mission.
Okay, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit before I tell the story. And the reason that I want to backtrack is because we are told in the Mayan prophecy that the children will be born with the color of honey. In other words, children that are being born in this particular age of 12, 21, 12, okay, as part of the prophecy, the spirit of the feminine is at that, you know, it happened when we went into the year 0 on December 21st.
Right.
And so we know already that this is like a period of time that is happening around the globe in 2012. And so we are told that as children, we are being reborn. And when we are reborn, we're going to be born in this color of honey. Because in the Mayan language, they do not have the word gold. Like our light would be like a golden light. Okay? So I had the vision of the golden child on the weekend of March 17, 2010. And I was with 2 of my grandmothers from the Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. It was Grandma Agnes and Grandma Mona. And we were at a gathering in California. And in this gathering, there was an invitation for 140 men and women of prayer from all traditions around the globe. And so these group of people came together to pray. The first day that I came to the site, and everybody on the grounds were people of prayer. Sometime in the middle of the night, like at midnight, I felt the presence of a holy being coming into the room. So I sat up in my little bed and I waited. And so I sat with my legs crossed and just waiting. And before I knew it, a holy being came into the room. His body was gliding on the floor. It was not walking, but it was gliding. And it had like a very, very deep red robe on, a cloak. And it called my name. It said, Flordemayo, I have a gift for you as it is coming towards me. And my vision was gazed from the feet to looking at the cloak to looking at this holy being. And where it might have had like a head, there was nothing but brilliant light coming out of this being. And so on the second time that it called me, it said, Flordemayo, I have a gift for you. Again. Then I took my physical hands and I put them out. And the holy being gave me an egg, a big, big egg that was made out of earth. And I held the egg in my arms. And as soon as it touched my hands received this incredible movement of energy. And I went into a very spontaneous prayer. And in my prayer, I said to the egg, you are love. There is nothing but love. Love is all that there is. And so my hands were electrified and they were moving very, very fast. And before I knew it, the earth of the egg started to fall apart. And inside, there was this crystalline substance. And as I am doing this prayer, and my hands are moving very rapidly, I am suspended from the heavens. And I could see the earth below me, and I could see the substance falling out of the egg. First the earthen, and then the crystalline. And before I knew it, there was a baby inside the egg. Mm. When I saw the baby, I started to pray in a cry to the beloved mother. I shouted out to the universe. And I said to the beloved mother that there is a baby in the egg. And then I started talking also simultaneously to the baby. And I realized that the baby, everything about it was very perfect. It was like a fully grown baby. It was like almost like a 9-month-old baby in an egg, because it even had little dimples on its knees and little wrinkles on its thighs, and its little feet were chubby and so cute, and beautiful little hands. Everything about it was beautiful about the baby. So I'm talking to the baby and I'm saying to the baby, I said, baby, look at how beautiful you are. And then I started like counting all the toes, and I said, look at you. And I was just letting the baby know how beautiful the baby was. And I called out to, as I'm going step by step, like from the feet down to the little legs, over to the thighs, okay? And then I realized that the baby was androgynous. And I let out a shout and cries to the mother. And I said, beloved mother, the baby is androgynous. And then I said to the mother, how can this be? And I'm in dialogue.
Yeah.
with my newborn baby and the mother. And so the baby is starting to move like a baby would. It was wiggling its little toes. It was moving its legs. It was moving its hands. And when I got to the chest and the arms, and I was reminding the baby about how beautiful the baby was, I realized that as I looked at the skin of the chest and the arms, there was like this light, like this moonlight that was touching the baby's body. And as the baby moved, I realized that not only did the baby have like flesh, but it had a tone of gold. The skin was golden at that moment. And I shouted out to the beloved mother and I said, "Mother, the baby is a golden baby." And I started to cry and I was just weeping that the baby was golden. And the baby started to move its little head. And then it kind of brought one of the shoulders over. It was like showing me that it had something on the shoulder. And the baby had a solid little wing on the shoulders. The tiny, tiny little baby wings on the shoulder. But it was like this solid, solid gold. It was so beautiful. And then I looked at the baby's hair and every strand was made out of gold and it glittered. It was so, so beautiful. And by this time I could see the baby's eyes wanting to open because I'm speaking to the baby and the baby's responding. And so I say to the beloved mother, the baby's hair is golden. And I was just crying and crying and crying. And the baby's eyes are moving. And the baby has these beautiful, beautiful, large almond eyes. And finally, the baby opened its eyes. And when it opened its eyes, it was full of stars. It was sparkling. The eyes were midnight blue with star sparkles inside the eyes. And I let out another cry and I said, "Beloved mother, the baby has stars in its eyes." And when I said that, my light body came out of my physical body and I could feel it moving, coming out of the crown and traveling inside the baby's eyes. And I went on a journey. I came back just as the sun was rising. So I had been gone for 6 hours because I remember that being in the room, there was a clock and I saw that it was 12 midnight when the holy being came into the room. And so I journeyed until the sunrise. And of course, at that moment, I was in such state of grace that I could not move. My grandmothers were saying to me, "I'm going to use the shower," or, "Hey, are you going to get ready? We have fire ceremony this morning." And I couldn't even speak. I just sat, with my legs crossed, holding my hands out as if I'm holding the egg. And I sat for maybe 5 hours before I was able to get myself together where I could, move around in my physical body and stand up, get something to drink, take a shower, and get dressed to be with the rest of the people for the day. And so I shared immediately with the folks that were organizing the gathering, and I was still in this state of grace, and I couldn't speak. I was just crying from the just the sheer intensity of the experience. And so they said to me, you need to share it with the rest of the group. So I shared, and there was a lot of discussions in many different religions, the whole meaning of the golden baby.
Such a powerful story. And in the 10 years, it's been 10 years since you've had that vision.
Yes.
How has it integrated in you, and how do you feel like it connects to the times that we're in now? What's the message?
It's not only integrated with me, but it has integrated with so many people around the globe. Because when I travel, I do see the baby in different places. And sometimes I see the baby walking. Like if we can envision like a 9-month-old baby walking, or we can envision a baby appearing to people. And it does come in times of turmoil and war and despair. And the baby will appear in so many different places. But we know that it's something that it's very symbolic, because it's a tiny, tiny little baby that can do things like walk. And so I say to people that it's bringing us together into this new dawn for us, humanity, to awaken. You see, I have been speaking of how humanity is at the crossroads right now. This moment that we're going through with the pandemic has taken humanity around the globe to our hands and knees. And we have to make a decision. Which way are we going to go? And how are we going to go? And the things that were imperative a month ago, 2 months ago, don't relate to our everyday life right now. So how are we going to move forward? That's this is us. We have been forced to stay still, to stay at home, to be quiet, and to do absolutely nothing but to think, how are we going to move forward? So we as a human race have to do that collectively. And the beauty of it is that it's a huge reminder right now. What is it that we want for the future generations? When we look at our little children, our little grandchildren, our little great-grandchildren, and we have the memory of 70, 80 years back on how everything existed, and the whole thought that, you know, the third and fourth generation is not going to see that. It's very painful.
Mm-hmm. And so how do we vision a new way forward where we're connected, where we're in communion with the earth, when we're in communion with the heavens, where we're learning to bring love to all the people? That's really our mission. And I love that that golden child is a messenger.
Yes.
To remind us of that embodied sky, that embodied heaven.
Yes, yes. And also that it's androgynous,
Yes.
that it's both male and female. That's imperative.
Mm-hmm.
because our light body is an androgynous body.
Yeah.
Our physical body is male or female. But androgyny is very much us.
Yes.
Regardless.
Yeah, and I feel like that's even shifting in the physical, because we have so many more children that are being born in between genders or connect. There's the binary is changing.
Yes.
Even in the physical. And so again, that reminder of we're so habituated to create separation and black and white and good and bad. And when we go beneath that to the foundation, there's love. There's showing up with this moment. There's learning how to work together without creating the separation.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the practice for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the work that you've been doing has been so important in sharing your visions and the prophecy of your people, as well as your lived experience of getting messages and sharing those messages. And also around, I want to start to close, but to really ask you, what is the legacy that you want to bring forward? What do you feel is the most important things for humans to walk with at this time? And to also just really honor you for the work that you're doing, collecting and saving the seeds, because that, I think, is critical in this time as well.
This vision came over 10 years ago. And it was a vision. In Central America, everybody grows a little bit of something. We either grow the herbs that we use for our everyday cooking. We might grow one vegetable, two vegetables, or something like that. But we do grow, everybody has their own tiny little garden. So I know a little bit about growing, but I'm not a farmer, and I'm not a seed keeper. And I have not spent my lifetime studying the soil and taking care of seeds. And so when the vision came, where the beloved mother showed me, it was like watching myself on a screen. And there is an invisible voice speaking to me. And I watch myself in this screen, and I am sitting in a little rocking chair making little seed bundles. And the invisible voice said to me, make these bundles of seeds for the future generation. Every child that is being born should be born with a seed bundle. Remind the parents that the seeds are also children and they need to be taken care of.
Yes.
And so that has been the whole message. And so I traveled around the globe giving away these little seed bundles that I make. And I give them to the children, and I give them to the moms that are expecting, and I give them to whoever might want to ask. Maybe they have a grandchild that they want to mail them to. So for the past 10 years, I have just been making and giving away and making and giving away. And of course, in the beginning, I put the word out that I was going to be building a seed temple. And so the seed temple did get built. It is temperature controlled building with a basement, and this is where the seeds are stored. And so in the last 10 years, we've had 3 seed keepers come, bring their seeds, maintain their seeds. And for the past 10 years, we have, we meaning the seed keepers, have reached out to other people that are seed growers. And so there has been a lot of interaction of bringing seeds, small bundles of seeds, keeping them here and keeping them vital by growing them and putting them, sending them to folks that would like to grow the seeds. And so it has been an ongoing project for the past 10 years, 11 years, 12 years. Yeah, so that was the first vision. The first vision came before I even came to the 40 acres, to this land that I take care of.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. And I want to invite everyone, as you're listening to these beautiful words of Flordemayo, take in that you can also open to vision, and that when we're in this time of shift, that each of us has this opportunity, if you let yourself get quiet, if you let yourself stay out of the worry and do this practice of connecting, that something new can come in that's completely unexpected, that totally you can't unexpected. Vision now. And the mama will be like, all right, here you go. Here's your path, sweetheart. Yeah. Here's the new. So listen, everyone. Yeah. And thank you so much for sharing. It's so visceral in the body, the strength of your visions. And it's such a good reminder for all of us. When we get out of the way, we then know what to do. We know how to serve. We know how to bring our peace. And we don't need to know how to do it. We just need to show up.
That's right. That's right. And we learn as we go, because certainly I did not know. I'm learning as I'm going, so I'm constantly learning.
Yeah, beautiful. Can you share a closing prayer with that, from that inspiration of learning and growing as we go along?
Yes. Beloved Mother, beloved Creator, thank you. Thank you on this beautiful day, beloved Creator, as you walk us throughout this beautiful, beautiful day, morning, midday, and afternoon, reminding us to be open to all that we see, all that we hear, to remind us that it is the energy of the heart is where the truth lies. This is where all of that wisdom is. The connection of the heart with all that there is. Beloved Creator, bring us all into that place. Remind us that we need to make that journey to the heart, become one with the energy of the heart, so that we could learn and expand and allow ourselves to move outside of our body and explore all of the invisible realms that we are here to explore. To hear the cosmic voices, to hear the invisible voices that will remind us of what our purpose is and what we are here to do. We are all here to do something that relates to the rest of humanity. All of us working together, beloved Creator, each and every one of us, regardless of our age, regardless of our nationality, regardless of the language that we speak and in the way that we pray, beloved Mother. All of our voices go up to you into that heavenly realm, and you connect with us from your heavenly realm, because we are your children. We, each and every one of us, are made of your light. In the name of the beauty that surrounds you, beloved Mother, in the name of all of this beauty, I thank you for touching our hearts on this beautiful, beautiful day of the Lord of transformation, the Lord that sits in the west, the Lord Kemeh, beloved Creator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grandmother Flordemayo, for bringing your blessings and your gifts and your visions and your heart. I know I feel incredibly full, and I hope that everyone that's getting to watch this video has that same sense of fullness. And keep practicing, everyone. Keep loving, keep practicing, baby steps. Much gratitude. This was such a great session with Flordemayo. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and many blessings to you.
Thank you, Heather Ash. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the Shamanism Summit, brought to you by the Shift Network. To learn more about our programs and events, visit theshiftnetwork.com. Thank you again for gathering with us and for sharing this empowering path with your friends and family.